Hey, in the video today, I'm going to show you how to replace the blower motor in your car. If you take that to a mechanic to get fixed, it's probably going to cost you, $300 or more. If you do it yourself, you can buy the part on eBay brand new for $40. Feel that you accomplished something good yourself and save yourself a ton of money, and it's actually a pretty easy process. So first here, what we're going to do is remove the glove box is step number one. So how you do that, you open the glove box up. You're going to notice a screw here on the side. It just takes a Phillips screwdriver. We're just going to take that out here. Keep that screw down here. There's a little hydraulic here that goes over a knob, keeps your glove box from slamming down. It kind of lets it come down gently. You're just going to detach that and just kind of push it back a little bit. To get the glove box out, you're just going to pinch in the sides and pull. These little knobs here are what keep the glove box locked into that cavity there. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside. Okay, so you can see here inside the cavity the blower motor sits back in behind this housing. This is where your cabin air filter is, right here. And there's a couple pieces that we're going to need to remove or move out of the way before we can get the blower motor out. Piece number one is going to be, I'm going to call it a little plastic plate down here, just kind of like a trim piece. So how you get that loose is you just kind of grab onto it and just pull down on it a little, not super hard on both sides. There's two plastic clips that hold it in. So once you pull it a little bit, it'll loosen those up. You can then push the plastic back up and the clip's going to be hanging out, and you can just kind of gently work it back and forth until it comes all the way out. Get this other one out here. So this is what they look like. If you end up breaking one, it's not the end of the world. You can buy these like in a 10-pack on eBay for about $1. But if you're gentle with them, they shouldn't break. So we're just going to go ahead and set those off to the side here, and this little plate just kind of swings down. So it's going to give us access. Step two of this section is going to be, there are two nut bolt screw things here. So you can get at them with a Phillips head screwdriver. You can get at them with a socket wrench if you have one. I'm going to use a nut driver in this case. If you have this tool, any nut driver, 10 millimeter is what this piece is right here. You could use a big Phillips screwdriver if you wanted to, but nut driver just makes it easier. So you just grab on and just twirl those off. And you'll notice it doesn't fall right down. There's a metal piece here that holds onto this plastic, just so it doesn't do that. So you can kind of lift up on it and just push that metal piece back, and it'll drop down. And then we're just going to move it off to the side here. Just to get it out of the way. Okay, so now we have access to the blower motor, which is right here. There are 3 screws that hold it on. Okay, so this is what the new blower motor looks like here. So it's hard to video the angle, so you can't actually really see what's going on down there, but this piece is up behind the housing that I was showing you. There is 3 different screw holes, okay? They all take, the screws that hold those in can be removed with either a T20 star, if you have star drivers. It can be removed with a T20, If you don't have one of those, it can also be removed with a flathead, but if you do have the T20, it's going to make it 100 times easier and a lot faster. This piece here is going to be the piece that's pointing towards the back. So this is going to be pointing towards the back of the glove compartment area or the front of your car. So when this sits up in there, you remove those 3 screws and it's just going to drop out. So before you do that, this is where the power goes. There's just one little piece that comes in here. It can only fit in and come out one way. Just kind of grab onto it and slowly wiggle it out. It's going to be in there a little tight. You don't want to break it though, because that plastic could be old and brittle. So like I said, just take your time and kind of wiggle it out and it'll come out on its own. There's a little clip that holds it in, so when you grab a hold of it, just pinch and wiggle. And then this will come out. So I'm going to take one of the screws out here, just so you guys can see it. And again, the T20 star wrench is the optimal piece for this, or the optimal tool for this. And again, this is, sorry, you guys won't be able to see this, but you will be able to see it when you're doing it yourself. And I think by me showing you the screw and what the part looks like here, it's going to make it a lot easier. So this is what the screw looks like. You can see it's just a star bit or flathead, so either one of those will go. But if you have the star bit, it's going to make it 100 times easier and again faster. So okay, so we got the new one in, and I didn't video it for you guys because it's really hard to video down there and see what's going on, but I felt like with showing you the part there and how to get at it, you know, you guys would be able to figure that part out on your own. So I do got the last screw to put back in here. One thing to do, make sure you do before you start assembling the other parts, is make sure to hook the power back up to it. And again, I'd always advise before you do any of this stuff, just disconnect your battery. That way you're not shocking yourself or burning out any of the electrical components down here. So make sure to plug it in. And again, I'm going to try to video a little bit of this, but if you can see right in here, and this is where the plug-in goes. And again, it can only go in one way, so it's pretty straightforward. You just, you know, push it in and it's in. So we got the new blower motor up in here right now. And so I'm going to put the last screw in here. Just kind of get it started. Okay, so that's all in, new blower motor in. You know, you might want to change your air filter at this time. I have a different video on that if you want to watch, but airflow goes down, so just put the filter in and kind of lift it up with your fingers and put the cover back on, and it'll just all kind of snap into place. There are a couple guides on the cover that push the air filter up, so let's get that air filter up, snapped into place. So before you start reassembling everything, now that the power's hooked back up, one thing I would do is just re-hook up your battery terminals, turn on your car, and make sure everything works. Perfect. Clean air. So now we're just going to kind of, sorry, it's my stereo system there. So now what we're going to do is reassemble. So this electronic piece here, if you look at the back here, you get a visual of that. Mm-hmm. This actually fits in to a piece right back here, if you can see where my finger's pointing to. And you want to make sure to get that in there, or this won't line up right with the screw holes. So There, fits right in. And then if you look up here, where the screw holes are, you're just going to push this up, and that metal piece is going to pop forward and just kind of rest on the plastic. That way you don't have to hold it there while you're trying to get the screws back in. You can go ahead and line those screw holes up and get these started. And they should just go right in, so if they're not going in right or tough, or they're going in tough, just take it out and do it again. You don't want to strip these metal screw holes. Will give you a lot of trouble. So we're going to use the 10 millimeter. You know, I have a changing screwdriver here, so I'm just going to pull the T20 bit out, put the 10 millimeter on, tighten these up. And this is all reassembled. Now you got to get the plate back on. Pretty straightforward, just kind of push it back up in there. And alright, so everything's starting to come along here and reassembled. Last piece of the puzzle is getting the glove box back into play. So you have the clips down here on the bottom of the glove box. They just go, they line up with those, but that's not your primary concern. Your primary concern is just pinching the glove box together to get it back in the cavity. It'll kind of hold itself in there. Then you can line up the clips on the bottom here and just kind of push in. And those clip into place. So then last piece here is pulling that hydraulic back out, and you can push it in and out, you know, whatever you need to do. Fit it back over the knob, and you got your last screw to put back in, just a Phillips screw. And you're done. So you've just replaced the blower motor, saved yourself a bunch of money. You know, I just remind you if it's going out, it'll be making a ton of noise. You know, if you turn this switch right here and nothing happens, that's your blower motor. You know, if you hear it start making a bunch of noise or grinding, it's time to replace them. They do go out. It controls all the airflow for your heat and cold. You can buy this part on eBay for $40 or so with shipping, versus if you buy it in an auto parts store, you're probably spending $70 or $80, and if you take it to a mechanic, you're probably paying $300 to do something that I just showed you how you can do yourself. Any questions, please post a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And thank you for watching.